Hello, hello. I'm Melissa.
And I'm Donna.
We're here sharing what we've learned as women, entrepreneurs, and moms.
All while rocking our curves with confidence.
It's a behind-the-scenes look at our lives and businesses.
And a chance to tell our younger selves, go do the things that scare you. Life at warp speed. I often say, thanks for flying airpins, Yeah. Right? I feel like...
Do you know it's going by fast, though? Do you know it's going by fast until you're today and go, holy crap, that was like...
Yeah, I know, right?
What happened?
Yeah.
When you're in the thick of it?
And I don't know, I feel like the last 5 years have just flown by. And I'm very blessed because I get to be with my kids at work, right?
It's wonderful.
It is wonderful.
So nice.
And they're grown up and I like them. That's the other part of it, right? Like, if they grown up to be douchebags, that'd be a much different story. But they're good kids. I
always said, I was the mom that always said, oh, my kids are going to go. I'm going to make sure they're out of the house. They're out of the house when they turn a certain age.
I was marrying them off at the age of 13.
Yeah, I'm like, done. Like, when you guys turn 18, go. But no, you know what? I love that my boys are not boys, but I love that my boys are around and that I can talk to them and that I connect with them.
As grown-ups, right? Like, I never expected that. I don't know.
No, I don't know. I didn't think I wanted it, but having it now, it's wonderful. Yeah. It's wonderful that, Nathan will come home and he'll sit and have a conversation, or I can still, like yesterday, Lucas had a physio appointment and came in from getting my nails done and he was like, okay, Lucas, here's the car keys. You heading to physio? Yeah, no problem. Because you're not coming? I'm like, oh, you want me to come? He's like, yeah, why not? And I was like, really? Got in the car and we went and we had a great conversation and I got home and I was like, that's really nice. It's nice that they want you there. And I love that. I love it. I love being able to do that. You don't have
to needle your way in.
There's sometimes they don't want me there. Trust me. There's sometimes like, Mom, forget this. Like, shut your mouth. I don't want to hear it or I don't want to be around it. But then at the end of the day, I'm like, no, you don't have, there's nowhere you need to be or go or rush off to in life.
It changes so fast. Yeah. Like you think about, high school to secondary, like post-secondary school, to career, to kids, to here we are looking back.
Done.
And it's like, what?
Yeah. Well, you say that, right? And I remember being pregnant with Nathan, like 2003, and I was like sitting there crying, oh my God, I'm gonna have a baby. This is nuts. Oh my gosh. I had Nathan, and then I remember having him and then being like, oh, he's going to go to kindergarten with Paul. He's going to be in kindergarten one day. Oh my gosh. And then now it's like, he's 22. Like, where did that time go? And then I look back at 22 years and I think, holy moly, how much has gone on in my life in 22 years? Like, how much have we done? How much have we accomplished? How much has been good times and bad times and happy memories and sad memories? Right? Like, just what the heck, right? And then this goes back to talking about Nathan and when he was talking about where he wants to be in life. And I'm like, Nathan, I'm married, mortgaged, and pregnant when I was 22 years old. I'm like, you have so much time in life. When I was 22, I thought like I had to be married. I needed a career. I needed to be a mother. I needed to have a house. I needed to have all of this. And now it's like, whoa, buddy, like slow down. You don't need any of that. We're here and let's just take a minute. Enjoy your life. Not that I didn't enjoy my life, but it was like, it was fast. I felt like it was looking back, it was very fast, but I wouldn't change it.
But also like it was a different time.
Yeah.
Right?
I think so.
As much as we look back at our parents and say, that was like the 50s or the 60s or whatever, right? Or, right. And now our kids look back and, people just don't get married that young anymore.
They don't.
Most of them are pushing 30.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Even
finishing high school, right? Like so many kids take a year or two off just to figure it out because you're 17 still. Sometimes 18.
At least we had OAC.
Right? Yeah.
We had that extra year if we wanted that extra year. They don't even have that choice. Some
kids know, right? Some kids are ready. Some kids aren't.
But are they really?
All right. It's okay. It's okay to figure it out on your own. You don't have to do...
And I think you talked about friendship before, but that's one of the biggest things for me was having you, because I was always like worried, my kids may not go to university or they may not go to college or this is not what they want to do at the moment. They don't know what they want to do. They want to take a gap year. They want to work. They want to do this. And you were just like, Melissa, it's okay. Like that's like that's okay. Like, it's okay. And I was like, okay, it's okay. And I go home and it makes me feel, you've always made me feel that it was okay.
And I think that is something that drives me nucking futz, is that there's so many times in your life where you feel like you have to do it a certain way. I will have to say grade school was one of those things. Looking back, it's very institutionalized and not set up for all, right? Like you're fitting in these parameters, and if you don't fit those parameters, it's a struggle. And, there's a lot of kids to educate. But as a parent, you really have to advocate, and
yes,
you have to learn that it's okay to advocate too, right?
Yeah.
Like when the school called telling you that your son was choked on the playground field by this kid because he was mad he wouldn't get the football, as like a grade sixer, like not as I'm like, this is not okay.
It's not okay.
Right? Like, do you want the kid expelled? No. But do you want help for that child?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, because choking another kid on the playground is just really not like, right? That falls outside those norms, right? So, and it's, if I were to tell my younger self, like, hey,
it's okay.
It's okay to say something. Like, make sure that you say something.
And it's okay that your child's not like the other child, or that they don't learn at the same pace as that other child. That they want to learn like this, or they want to learn like that, right? They don't all have to be good in math. And they don't all have to be good in science or geography or whatever it is. It's like they find their way eventually. And it's nice. It's nice. It's actually... I think it's more powerful to see them come into their own by themselves instead of fit into the box on the path that they're supposed to take, or whatever the school system takes, right? Tells them that they should take this, or you should do that. Like you should go to college, or you should go to university, or you should go to trade school. No, do it on your own. And when
give them options, right?
Light bulb goes off and they see it and they feel it and they've made the decision themselves, you're like, okay, this is what it's about. Right? Like, we could all go to school. Don't look at me, because I went to school for human resources and I don't do anything I did in school. So they look at me and I say to them all the time, I'm like, don't look at me. I'm not a good example of that at all. I've changed careers multiple times. I've gone to careers, left careers, come back and done that. So,
but you gain nuggets of information.
Yeah.
You gain, right? Like little pieces of you with each journey.
Yeah. Like, me today is different than I was a realtor back then.
Human resources, that's a huge precursor to being able to communicate with people and understand people.
I should have gone into marketing.
Right? Oh, yeah. Totally.
I should have gone into marketing. But
as an entrepreneur, you are marketing yourself every single day.
I followed a path I probably shouldn't have taken, because I met some amazing young women that are my friends today. And I was like, I'm going to go into human resources too. Yeah, no, I probably shouldn't have done that. But you know what? It is what it is. It's the path that I took and I was supposed to take, and it taught me a lot of things, and it led me to not being in human resources and getting my real estate license instead and starting a whole new career. So you go back and you look at that and you're like, okay, that was meant to happen so that I could do this today. Yeah. Right? And
because sometimes you got to figure out the things you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Right?
That's awesome.
To find the things you do want to do.
You don't know that though. You don't know that when you're younger. No, you're like, I have to do it this way, or I have to do it that way. So
and it's better to do something as opposed to like sitting on the couch playing video games all day, right? At least you're out there, you're filling your knowledge bucket. Yeah. You're pushing yourself to do something, because it's, it's get a job, or, like do something. Yeah. Don't be just.
I found that with my boys, I found maybe a little bit harder than your children, maybe because they had to enter school when we had that craziness of 2019 and 20, right? So Lucas started high school and was taken out of high school in grade 9. And then he went back to school end of grade 11 or beginning at grade 12.
Such a social bomb for these kids.
Yeah. Nathan graduated.
Good or bad, I don't know, right? Like maybe it just gives them different perspective.
Maybe, yeah.
Right? Like when I think about Bailey teaching herself.
Yeah,
right? Like all of grade 12, part of grade 11, and, pulling 90s right? Like that was,
But that worked for her. That
it
worked.
did,
It's
right?
great.
And that's the thing, right? You just got to find, and they got to find it. You can't find it for them
And
necessarily.
you advocated for your child in that
Yes.
situation.
Yeah.
And best thing for them. And it worked out great. So yeah, I wish that they just had a little opportunity to have a little naughty fun. You know, like as a teenager.
Oh yeah.
You know,
my
like
son.
yeah. Oh. Yeah, you know, but like that makes you are. You sneaking out to parties, sneaking out to a friend's house, going to a party. I'm going to this. Don't tell your parents. Don't do that. That kind of is like the fun of childhood, right? Like
Drinking
growing
on
up.
the roof.
Oh yeah, I'm sure my kids have done it, but
Yeah.
just at a later date, you know. But it's something.
But it might, looking, you know, I had a lot of fun in high school. I did.
Did you?
I did. So the
I guess
apple
that-
doesn't
I was gonna
fall
say
too
the
far
apple
from that tree.
Which is
where
great.
Bailey is very much her father, the calm, collected one.
Funny, even though you have the same birthdays,
Mm-hmm.
same sign, same birthdays.
So life at lightning speed. Talk about parents, right? Like how our lives have changed with that.
Oh, changed as parents.
I mean, very blessed. We lost my mother-in-law last year. You lost your father-in-law.
2015, 10 years ago this year.
Holy Hannah.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy when I think about it. 2015. Like, where did that time go? That's lightning speed. Like, I think about that. We were just talking about it the other day. I said to Paul, I said, you know, it's your dad's 10-year anniversary.
You gotta love the moments that you're in.
Yeah, you do. You do. And I think that has taught my kids that. Like, you know, just enjoy the things you're doing, love the things you're doing, take it all in, learn from it, experience it. Like, it goes by fast. My mom and dad showed my wedding video to my nephew and my brother and my sister-in-law. And I hate saying it. It's going to sound really negative when I say this, but it's like the video of death. Like it's horrible.
Oh, people that aren't with you
The
anymore.
amount of people in that video that are not with us. And I'm like, and that's what I said to the kids. I said, you know, I Nathan especially, I go, Nathan, when I was 22, I thought like life was over. I had to do all this stuff. But looking back, how much time I actually had in that last 22 years, like, you know, and the experiences that I had, the people that we lost, the amount of things we've done, like it boggles my mind that all that's happened in only 22 years. Because I'm really only double that, like, you know, a little bit older than that. But 22 years ago, I was having Nathan. And then, like, what the heck, man?
Yeah.
And at 22, I thought, oh, my life was over.
Oh my God, we sound so old.
I know, like, but 20, but 10, and then I look, and 10 years ago, like, my father-in-law left us, and then my sister-in-law too,
Yeah.
like, you know, and
That
it's
was
just
a
like,
tough year.
what the heck, man?
Tough year. For
10
you
years
guys.
ago, where did 10 years go? Where, like,
Yeah.
I thought that was just the other day, and then when you actually look at the numbers, you're like, 10 years.
But because you did it so early, though, your kids got to spend all that time with them.
I agree. And I'm very thankful that I even got to spend time with my grandfather, and they know their great grandfather, which was really, really nice. You know, so I'm very thankful for that. My brother says that all the time to me. He's like, oh, it would have been nice. And I said, you know, I know, but as crazy as it was, I said, it just happened. It happened when it happened, right? It's true. And that's at the time. And I do have memories with my grandparents because my grandparents live relatively close, but I did have a set of grandparents that lived in Nova Scotia, and I only saw them once a year, or maybe sometimes twice a year. And I didn't have those moments, but I wanted those moments. And I think that's why when we decided to move, stay in Oakville, we bought our first house in Burlington, then we came back to Oakville. I think that was like a trigger for that. I think it was the reason we came back, because I wanted them to be able to ride their bike to their grandparents' house, or the grandparents to be able to come over and spend those moments with them. Because though, like, even my dad to this day still takes the kids everywhere if they need them. If I need help picking them up from somewhere, from work, or taking them to hockey or whatever it is, because I need the car.
A big part of their life.
Like, it's so wonderful. And it's like, even Nathan's making decisions for his RRSP program with work, and he asked me, and I'm like, don't be asking me those questions because I know nothing about that. I said, if I had that question come up in my work, I would call my dad. I go, so call grandpa. Picks up the phone, he calls my dad, and they had this amazing conversation about it. And my dad was like, you know what, Nathan? He said, leave yourself enough like play money, know what you have to work with. You're just starting this job. Like, and Nathan made decisions based on what my dad said. So I'm very, very thankful for that relationship with them.
And that's, you know, some of our blessings.
Yeah.
Not everybody has that.
No.
Right. And like, I've been very blessed that we just lost my mother-in-law,
I know.
who was the youngest of the four of them. And both kids have had great relationships over the years. I mean, my in-laws owned a water park. So
cool.
For winning the grandparent award,
Hello.
right? Like, hello. And then the other ones have a cottage. So, you know, summers
So
were
many memories.
where, you know, one or the two.
It's awesome. Love it.
Yeah. So those relationships are so important for those kiddos.
Oh yeah. So worth it. Like even, yeah. Did you have that relationship with your grandparents? Like, were you?
I did. We lived in Sarnia. My grandparents both lived in Windsor. So it was, you know, an hour and a half, 2 hours, depending which way you went. And we saw them a lot. Like, I've been close with both sets of cousins, you know, at family events and stuff like that. And as kids, we spent most of our summers up at the cottage, and then grandparents would come up and be there with us. So I have lots of
That's wonderful.
great memories. And
yeah, my memories.
Sean lived with my grandparents for a while when he moved to Windsor before me.
What?
And he stayed with my grandparents, and
it's nice to have those memories.
Yeah.
Like grandparents are so special, right?
they are.
You know, fortunate that I was able to have them in my life, and my kids are able to have them in their life. So I'm very thankful for those moments. So yeah, I am very thankful that I had my kids younger, but as hard as it was, it's the blessing on the other side is them to create those memories. It's like my brother said to me the other day. He's like, Melissa, he's like, I just don't know how you did it when you were like so young. And I was like, Mike, you had no choice. It just happened and you were a parent, right? And then I said, I had Nathan when there was no iPhone. And he looked at me like it was like I was born in the 1700s or something. And I said, yeah, I had What to Expect When You Were Expecting, volume 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I said, and Lucas wasn't even born yet. I think iPhone came out in 2006. Lucas was born in 2005, right?
Really?
Yeah. So there was no...
That's mind-blowing.
Right? And then he said to me, he goes, well, look at mom. And I go, what? He goes, she used to take care of the kids. I go, yeah, here and there. And my mother-in-law too. I go, Mike, I said, mom was 50 when I had the boys. I go, I'm going to be 50 in 4 years. He looked at me and was, what the heck? And I said, yeah, like, you don't think of that stuff. Like age to me is just a number. So I don't really care. I never really know how old I am. People ask me, I'm always like 45, 46, something like that.
Forget.
I'm like, whatever. I'm like 79.
Sean, how old am I?
79. That's what I say. But when you think of it in terms of actual years, like, yeah, like, my mom was 50 when I had.
It just flies. It freaking flies
what
by.
The heck? Yeah. Would you
Enjoy the
change
ride.
anything?
No.
No. Same with
No.
me. I wouldn't change a thing.
And
As
there's
hard
a
as it
lot
was.
of bad stuff.
Yep.
But I'm gonna have to say, like, there's 3 or 4 years in high school that were really rough, but they made me who I am.
High school for you or high school for
for me.
Oh,
But they made me who I am.
rough in a good way?
No.
Oh.
And that's okay, right? Because I got through it, and I would not be the person who I am without learning those lessons, without going through what I went through, without overcoming and dealing with those issues. And I think that's an important message, is like, because different people go through things at different times, right?
Yeah.
And it sucks. It sucks big time.
100% it does.
And it's not necessarily anything you've done that makes it happen. And it's just
Part of your story.
it is part of your story, and
chapter.
you're going to get through it. You're gonna find it in you. You're gonna find the resources that help you. It took me years, and I will still trigger things. And every day I remember being in Rome on a trip with Sean, and being triggered, and
Really?
going into such a depression, and I'm like mad at myself because here I am on this huge, like, beautiful, wonderful trip, and I
Yeah.
feel bad for Sean because I'm like struggling to get out of bed in this beautiful city, but it's a journey, right? It is a journey, and
Yeah.
that is where friendships like help you a lot too.
And a great partner.
Yes,
Right.
absolutely.
I think it's important.
And going through what I went through made me really frickin' picky
Yep.
about my partner.
But you have a great one.
I do. I often say
You
that
make me cry.
that God
Made
was
me
like,
sad. I
my
didn't
God,
know.
this girl needs some help. Who can we send her this?
Yeah. They're not easy. High school years aren't easy.
They're not.
They're not. No, not at all. I've never, like, for me, I was always the tallest. I was always like the biggest. I was never, I look back now, I wasn't. I wasn't the
It's
biggest.
funny, right?
I was
Looking
like,
back, you're
wow,
like,
I wish I looked like that today, but whatever, it is what it is. But you're so hard on yourself
You are.
when you're that age and when you're going through
that
life,
age
right?
is so tough.
Oh, man.
It's so tough. Especially when you look at your kids and you just
Yeah.
wish that you could keep them home.
Stay home.
Like,
go to
ugh,
them.
this is cesspool of shit.
Oh, but things have changed so
But
much, right?
you learn a lot in those years.
You do. And I wish, like, yeah, what would I tell my younger self? Like, some days I wish I could just go right back, take all the information I know today and be like, it's going to be okay.
Yes.
Things are going to work out. You are going to be fucking amazing.
Yes.
You're going to do all this amazing things in life. You're going to have this. You're going to have these experiences. It's going to be good. It's going to be bad. You're going to get through it, but it's okay. Like, you just need to get through it.
Mm-hmm.
This year I started meditating. Amazing. I thought it was kind of hooky. Like, I told you that before, but I thought it was kind of weird. And I've really learned in that practice that you are where you are for a reason, and that you're supposed to be where you are today, and it's right here where you are, and it's everything will work out, divine timing. And it's something I kind of go back to because I still struggle with a lot of things, and I'm like, it's okay, this is where I am today.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed
Give
to be
yourself some grace.
yeah. And I think that, like, I do my meditation on Mondays with Renee Walker, and going in that class and being in this supportive group of women and being able to be supported and talk and just have them there and realize that we're all going through something. We've all been going through something.
Yes.
And we all do things for a different reason. And going into that, I was just like, you know what?
And
it's
you can
true.
never tell looking at a person
No.
what they're going through.
No.
I
No.
mean, sometimes it's obvious, especially
Yeah.
with cancer journeys, right?
Yeah.
But you can, like, those
No.
mental illnesses and like all those,
You never know.
You will never know
No.
when somebody's struggling, and they can put on the bravest freaking face, and they are breaking on the inside.
Yeah.
And so you
I've
gotta
done it.
treat people kindly all the
Yeah.
freaking time, world.
You do. Yeah, and I think it's okay. It's okay to go through that time, and I think it's okay.
It is,
I
yeah.
think that mental health is come a long way in the last little bit, which has been
so
great.
many more people talk about it, so
Yeah.
you don't feel alone. You
No.
don't feel like it's just you.
No, and you don't know what it feels like. You don't know what it looks like. I felt like I was going through something this year, and I literally picked up the phone, called my doctor. We went in and we had conversations, and my doctor was great. She checked in every 2 weeks. We had an appointment, and it was just continual conversations. And it's like, okay, maybe it was just the moment. Maybe it was what I was going through. But knowing that I had someone there, like my doctor, that would be like, okay, I think it's really important. And now that
is.
it's so talked about, it's great to be able to talk about that with your kids, right?
It is, yes.
It's huge. And they feel a lot more comfortable. What our kids know today and how they talk about things today and react to things today is so different than we did.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they are so much more open with things. Well, at least my boys are. We pride ourselves on being open and honest. And like I say, we're the only number you should know if the Halton police decide to call. No,
I used to
and then
say
I'm
to
like,
my
call Paul,
kids-
not call me, because he'll be a lot calmer.
The reaction will be much different. I used to tell my kids, like, as much as I love my opinion and I think I know it all, we've reached a level where I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. And we need to seek professional
Yeah.
help, right? Because you get there. You get, there's parenting and right and wrong
Yeah.
and stuff, but then there's stuff that's above you.
Yeah.
And knowing that it's okay. You're not supposed to know it all.
No, you're not. And it's okay to ask for help. I had
Yes.
a situation where my Nathan, he asked for help. And I remember going in there and I just was so proud of him. I was like, man, I wish I was that brave when I was his age. I wish I had that. I wish I had that today, because sometimes I don't think I'm that brave. Sometimes I'm all talk, right? But then I'm like, no, I learned from that. I'm like, what would he done? Like, look what he did. Like,
And I do think that is a win from social media.
yeah.
Because there's so much communication that happens.
Yeah.
It can be good, it can be bad, right? But they can find resources.
Yeah.
And
They can know. They know, right? And and knowing that you have people, and not just your parents, other people in your corner that go through the same things, that talk
so many influencers that have gone through those difficult stages. And okay, this is just right now.
Yeah.
This is not forever.
No, yeah.
This is right now.
Which is great. It's great.
Turn
It's
the
great to live.
page.
These are the times where I'm like, it's great to live today.
Yes.
It's great to have social media. It's great to have all that access, because I don't feel like we had that access. I feel like everything
We have
was,
every opportunity to be the smartest people in the whole, of all the time, because of the information that we have available at our fingertips.
yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, but you got to be smart about what you're listening to, because it's all out there.
It is sometimes too much.
It is, yeah. And it's wrong. There's so much of it out there. I was watching this guy on a boat talking about his journey, and he talked about this disease that he had, that he went to the doctor, and that was what triggered him to do this journey. And I'm like, oh, I've never heard of this. I looked it up. And the description of the disease was not what he talked about. And I'm like, I'm confused on this. Is this
Real? Is it AI?
well, I don't know, right? And I'm like,
AI, man.
how easy it is. If you have 1.2 million followers and you say something that's not real, then you're like, holy Hannah. That's a big negative impact.
I think everyone has to also remember, what I remember is this is just me, my journey, and I do what's best for me and my journey. Just like you would do what's best in your journey.
Yeah.
You seek someone that you may seek. I seek someone that I may seek. So it's important to remember that there are people there for you. You just got to ask for the help. You got to be comfortable with those people.
Yes. And, I had a girlfriend going through marital stuff, and I remember her journey. It is very hard. And so I remember her journey in finding someone to talk to. And the first person that she met, she did not align with. So, and that's difficult, right? You were in one of your most vulnerable times in life, struggling just to get out of bed in the morning and breathe and function as a human. And you're trying to find someone that fits. So, she did find someone that fit eventually. But again, that's that relationship with your doctor that helps you get through some of the low points in life that's important.
So going through life at lightning speed, that's what you do. Right? And it's all these little things that you go through that make you who you are today. And you go, wow.
They do, right? Wow. They define you. So, you don't want to change them.
No, I would never change anything.
You got to make smart choices.
Maybe they're not smart in the time.
I do
learn from them.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah. I'm very grateful there were no cell phones when I was in high school, man.
Yeah.
As much as they were the most challenging years of my life, they were sure fun.
Cell phones, my gosh, these have even changed. But I agree with you on that. For me, no. I go back and no, I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah.
As hard as it's been at points and as wonderful it's been at points, it just makes me who I am today. And it makes me stronger today than I ever was. I don't think if I went through those things, I wouldn't be who I am today. Right. And I wouldn't have the life lessons or the knowledge that I got from that.
I remember, and I think you come out of childhood, right? And your parents are always trying to protect you. And then you get to high school and there's the good stuff and the bad stuff and the good stuff and the bad stuff. And I think that's the first introduction to the roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
And then the realization after growing some tools on your tool belt, right? How am I going to get through these ups and downs? You learn to ride that roller coaster.
Yeah. You saw it with your own children, probably.
Yeah.
But you didn't see it when you were going through it.
No. Right.
You look
That's
and you're
the
like,
looking back part, right?
I wish I
That's
would
the
have.
sharing.
But that's what we're here for as
It
parents,
is.
right?
It is, right?
To say, hey, we went
and
through this.
you know,
may
we
not
don't
be-
know the answers. We
No.
just know.
Our experiences
Yes.
and how we dealt with them.
Yeah.
And they can choose to deal with them the same or do them their own way, but just knowing that we may have gone through something similar or that we had a friend that experienced it, or being able to share those experiences and say, okay, you're not the only one.
Mm-hmm.
There's other people too. So lightning speed, girl, lightning speed. Thank you for joining us today at the Nucking Futz podcast.
If you like this podcast, please share by liking and subscribing. Feel free to leave any comments and reach us at hello@thenuckingfutz.com.
Just a reminder, this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. If you are struggling, know that you are not alone. Please reach out for professional help.
You can join our newsletter at thenuckingfutz.com to follow our journey. Looking for Donna at work? You can find her great leggings and leisure wear as well at She's Got Legs.
Looking for me, Melissa Hall? You can reach me at Brag About It Jewelry or I am Melissa Hall for real estate.